tingling sensation on your palms. Ah, that's the way. That's the way. Great. So welcome to this session. Many times you may have heard that this is the most important session. Have you heard that? Every faculty will come and say, this is the most important session. But for once, that is really true. Why is this the most important session? For two reasons. One, we're going to talk about the business plan, and that will help you to submit a very solid business plan for which your deadline is 4 o'clock. Alright, so many of you I know have already prepared a draft of your business plan, and here is an opportunity for you to see if you need to make some finer tweaks, yeah, and do some little bit of pivots so that it's a winning business plan. So that is the first part. The second part is, the screen says game play. That's interesting, right? We're going to play a game, and that's something that all of you will really enjoy. Alright, so let's get started. This slide I had in my pre-lunch session as well, but since we could not talk about it due to paucity of time, I plugged it in here. Importance of planning. How important is planning? Government of India has given up on the 5-year plans, right? Now there is no longer 5-year plan. Why? Who can predict 5 years down the line what will happen? I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. There's so much of uncertainty. But you have a 5-year plan. So similarly, let's say for startups, why should you have a plan? Why should you have a business plan? You don't know what will happen. You don't know what your competitor will do. You don't know what new technologies will come in. But still, why are we spending time on talking about a business plan and asking you to create a business plan? Why? Any thoughts? If you remain here, we can continue the plan. Okay, so if you have a first draft, then you can continue it. Okay, what else? Any thoughts? Why are you spending time on planning when the plan may itself have to change so rapidly? Why? We can't do things randomly. We can't say we will go in without a plan and depending on whatever happens we will do. Right? It may work as an individual, but remember, it's not always going to be one individual, right? You're going to scale up. You're going to get 2-3 members, and after that you're going to build further. And at some point of time you may have a few members working for your company. At that stage, if everybody decides that we won't have a plan, we will all do whatever is right at that moment, what will happen to the organization? Total chaos. Yeah? It will collapse. And therefore, the importance of planning comes from the army wisdom. The army says, no plan survives the first contact with the enemy. But the army spends a lot of time planning, scenario planning. What will we do if this happens? What will we do if this happens? What happens if this particular equipment fails? What happens if suddenly the enemy comes up with some other, surprising kind of an element, surprise element? So army does a lot of planning, right? Throughout the peacetime, they are actually doing planning for the next war, correct? Right? Though they know that no plan that they arrive at will survive the first contact with the enemy. But still, the plan itself may be worthless, but the planning process is priceless. Because when you have thought of so many what-if situations during your planning process, are you better equipped to deal with whatever happens in the field? when you have considered various scenarios and you know how to operate on various scenarios, are you better off? Yeah? Imagine a football team. They have a major match. And how many players play in one team in a football? 11. So, do you think they plan ahead? Do you think they discuss their plan and strategy? Yeah? But will the opposing team behave exactly what they had anticipated? No. But still, they spend lot of hours planning and strategizing as to how they are going to play on the field. That gives the possibility of people to work in collaboration. We know when that happens, how this person will behave, how this person will behave, because we have discussed that as a part of the scenario planning. Yeah, the same benefit comes in that when we have a planning process, then we are better equipped to work as a team. Yeah. Even the most exciting concept means nothing without concrete plans behind it. That's the reason why we are asking you all to prepare a business plan about your startup. We know that 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, you may not actually be executing that plan. But there is a lot of value in your thinking through and arriving at your business plan that helps you to actually succeed with your startup. Yeah? Any clap once for that? So there is this concept of business model canvas, which is a very nice tool that helps you to think through the planning process. But I'm not going to cover this for you. That's going to come after my session. David sir will tell you in detail how you can look at the business model canvas. But basically, what it does is, it provides you a starting point and then it looks at various boxes. Like for example, what are the key activities? What are the key partnerships you need? What are the key resources that you will need? What problem are you solving? How do they know you? What is your branding? What is your positioning? Who will help you? What are your alliances? Who are your alliance partners? What will it cost? And what will you get back? So by providing these boxes, it provides you a very structured way of thinking through the various elements that need to go into your business plan. So business model canvas again is a tool on which there is a lot of material available on YouTube and Google. So please note it down, business model canvas, and look it up. It will be extremely useful to you when you sit down to write any business plan. Alright, what are the components that must exist in a business plan? Now, I know some of you have already prepared a business plan. So this is an opportunity for you to see, have you missed out on anything very critical? Now, I am not suggesting that all the elements that I am going to show must figure in your business plan. Mine is a reference checklist. So you ask yourself, is this relevant for my product, for my solution? If the answer is yes, make sure it's there in your business plan. If the answer is no, don't include it, drop it. If the answer is I don't know, talk to somebody. Yeah, there can only be these three possibilities, no? Yes, it is important, no, it's not important, or I don't know. If I don't know, please consult one of us, we'll help you to understand. Okay, now, components of business plan, first of all, needs to have an executive summary. Why does a business plan need an executive summary? Why does it need an executive summary? Because people do not have the attention span to read through a voluminous document until they establish that it is well worth the time they are going to spend on it. So in that 1 or 2 pages of your executive summary, unless you are able to capture the imagination of the reader, they will not even bother to go through the rest of your business plan. Correct? That's the importance of executive summary. It also provides you an opportunity to make sure that you exercise your skills in terms of presenting some of the key elements of your business plan in an attractive manner. It need not be all English. I remember one of you came and asked me, was it you? Can it have a diagram? Or can it have a picture? Right? One of you asked me. My answer was absolutely yes. But make it a relevant picture. Yeah? Just because you're good at drawing, don't draw some picture. Yeah? Just make sure that you have an executive summary that really captures the essence of your business plan and presents it in a powerful way. So somebody who reads that 1 page or 2 pages is motivated to go through the rest of your document. Make sense? Alright. The second element we look at is, we are talking a little big now. We are not talking about a single person kind of company. But even if it's a single person company, you still need to be clear about your vision and objectives. Why are you doing what you are doing? Why is this startup important to you? Yeah, the answer cannot be that, oh, this is the very profitable. No, that cannot. That way profitable, you can go and buy a lottery, or you can go and play in some casino. That is even more profitable. The reason for this is not because it's profitable that you have chosen this, but there is a fundamental why. So Simon Sinek, one of the greatest management thinkers today, says it beautifully. He says, start with the why. So I want you to note it down. Simon Sinek, Simon Sinek. Start with the why. It is also called the golden circle, but if you search start with the why, you will get. In fact, a lot of Simon Sinek's videos are there. Choose start with the why, view that video. It's really very, very important. It's a life skill. Start anything with the why are we doing it, or even in terms of explanation, it's a great structure. Right? Third, your company's profile, your business plan project, where are you based, how many people, what are your activities, what is the source of your funding, if at all your funding, but even if it is your own funds, like your grandfather's savings or your father has provided you bootstrap funds, that's okay. Most of us in startup start with that, right? We heard the experience sharing. Initially you start with your own money until you get to a point where you can use OPM. Yeah? So that is something that you can project as a part of the profile. You can talk about your key success indicators. When will you know that your startup is indeed successful? Yeah? It may not be about profitability, it may not be about revenues, you may have other metrics. Like I should touch the lives of so many farmers. Yeah? Or I should have so much market share. You can decide what are your key performance indicators, but you should have clarity about what your key performance indicators are. Then you have what is it you are offering to the market. What is Domino's offering to the market? What is Domino's offering? Yeah, but what are they saying? Are they saying pizza? Hot, fresh pizzas delivered at your door within 30 minutes or your money back. So in just these many words, they have captured exactly what they are offering. So there may be 150 more companies that are offering pizzas. But why is Domino's so popular? Because they really communicated what they are offering is in these words. So can you think of how you can make a powerful positioning statement about your product or service that your startup is going to offer? Yeah. Then you have market analysis and segmentation. David sir covered that in great detail on looking at how exactly you will look at the market, how you will segment the market. Is it geographic segmentation? Is it demographic, age-wise, gender-wise, what kind of segmentation are you going to make? Why is that important? Because for each segment, your marketing message will be different. Yeah? Catering to the needs of that particular segment, your marketing messaging will be different. The blog that you write, the ebook that you provide, or the video that you will upload will have to have the persona of the customer in that particular segment that you are referring to through this particular marketing communication. Make sense? Tap. I told you, post lunch, Madhya Pradesh really takes the control. So by clapping, you are giving control back to Uttar Pradesh. So remember that, right? Otherwise, all of this effort to make your business plan better will not give you the right kind of business. Yeah? Then you have a SWOT analysis. Can anyone tell me what is SWOT? SWOT? Wonderful, wonderful. You are all already aware. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. And strengths, if they are aligned to the opportunities, this is the opportunity in the market and that's the strength that I have to address that opportunity, it's a wonderful combination. By the same token, if the threat in the market is very corresponding to my weakness, then it's a sad combination. Right? So understanding your own strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats and making sure that you have the business model addressing those strengths and weaknesses is the next element of your business plan. Then you have competitor analysis. Now, until 20 years ago, who was Maruti's major competitor? Maruti, the car company. Who was the major competitor? Sorry? Go ahead. Hindustan Motors. Yeah? They had ambassador. Then Premier Padmini had their Fiat. So, in other words, it was the same product category. Right? Same. Different form factors, slightly bigger cars, slightly, but everything had an engine, everything had four wheels, everything had a gear, everything had a rear view mirror, etc. Right? So it was identical. Who is Maruti's primary competitor today? No, Ola and Uber. Right? They don't even manufacture cars, but they are the primary competitor. People don't buy Maruti car, they go by Ola. So, the nature of your competition will change over time. It will no longer be easy for you to identify where the next major competition is going to come from. And if you are not alert, very soon you will find that it's very difficult to keep. Ford Motor Company, Chrysler, and Volkswagen, your Mercedes, BMW, everybody was taken by surprise when Elon Musk had announced the Tesla. Very quickly he got so much of market share that today they're all scrambling to say, we also have electric car, we also have electric car, just wait for a few more months, we are designing it, we'll launch it very soon. So they never anticipated this. And now they are a little more alert because they knew competition came from a company which is not at all known in the car industry. And now they say, hey, Google cars, driverless cars, maybe Google is going to be the next competitor for us. So should we have driverless cars? Should we also introduce artificial intelligence, machine learning in our newer models? So where is the competition coming from? From a company like Google. Apple is making its cars. So now, car companies, when they look at competitors, are no longer just looking at other car companies. You get it? They are looking at anybody who can satisfy that customer's need. And what is the customer's need? To go from point A to point B safely. That's it. They are not saying that car should be of this length, should be able to seat so many people. Those are not the customer's needs. Customer need is, I want to go from point A to point B safely in all kinds of weather. And that's why I decided to buy a car. Now Apple also satisfies that, Tesla also satisfies that, Ola also satisfies that, Uber also satisfies that. So the customer need becomes the basis for you to decide who are your competitors. Who else is able to satisfy that customer's need that you are satisfying with your offering. So expand your definition of who is your competition. Is it making sense? Yeah, then you should clap, no? Give control to Uttar Pradesh. Our Uttar Pradesh, not the Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Okay. Then you have sales forecast. Yeah, you need to be able to forecast how much are you going to sell in 6 months' time, in 1 year's time. Why? Because you need to arrange the supply chain and the production process accordingly. Isn't it? If you keep on generating demand, certainly you will have many orders, but you won't have the capacity to supply. Yeah? So sales forecast helps all the teams in the organization to work in a coordinated fashion. Sales team gives the forecast, materials team buys the material needed, production team manufactures, HR team ensures that there are enough people to carry out that production, etc. Right? So you see now how the sales forecast becomes the starting point for all the other departments to collaborate. And if you don't have the sales forecast, on what basis will the materials people go and buy material? On what basis will the production team plan their production plans? Yeah? You see the meaning behind why the sales forecast is important? Of course, like I said right in the morning, not that all of these you need in your business plan of today. Yeah? I know that many of you are just starting off with your business plan. But you should be aware what all elements go into a good business plan. And as you grow and as you refine your business plan, you should go through this checklist to see, is this relevant now? And the answers can be only 3. Yes, relevant, incorporate. No, not relevant, don't incorporate. I don't know, please talk to someone. Make sense? Yeah. I want, answers to come thick and fast, because this is the time when it's really important that we retain our energy, right? Because what is coming next is game play. At that stage, I don't want half-closed eyes. Okay? Great. You need an operations plan for your operations team to decide how exactly they will organize themselves to deliver to the orders that you will receive. You need to have a teaming plan. When do you recruit people? Do you recruit full-time people? Do you recruit contractors? Because today we operate in what is called a gig economy. Who knows what's a gig economy? Are you aware of what is gig economy? What is a gig economy? You sitting next to the person in red dress. Are you raising your hand? The penultimate seat, last but one. You. No. Okay. So, a gig economy is you don't hire the person full time. You use the expertise of that person for whatever time you need and pay them for that service. For example, Manage has not hired me. I'm a consultant who is available to manage whenever they need. And they only pay me for the hours that I spend delivering their service. Today, many companies are depending more on such kind of contract workers. There is a site called Upwork, UPWORK. Yeah, you can become a gig worker. For example, you have some special skills. You know how to do, let's say, design thinking. Example. Okay, you go to Upwork and say I'm an expert in design thinking. You will suddenly get so many offers from companies saying I need some service and that, and I'm willing to pay you. By the same token, as a startup entrepreneur, if you need some service, I want a brochure design, you will suddenly find so many people offering you the service. You don't have to hire them. You say, okay, it's going to take 8 hours, I'm going to pay you so much per hour. And you have to deliver this particular thing. So the gig economy is something that is increasingly becoming the norm. That's the way companies are operating. Very minimal staff, lean staffing, and the rest through taking people on an as and when needed basis. It's called the pay as you go model. The pay as you go model. Yeah. Then you have the financials. Yeah. This becomes particularly important when you are approaching some venture capitalists or when you are going for some angel funding. Yeah. They're going to ask you, what are you going to generate over the next 6 months, over the next 1 year? What's going to be your cash flow? How much are going to be your expenses? How much is your gross profit? What is your net profit? And so on and so forth. So all the financial numbers are very interesting for an investor because they want to see whether they can get a return on their investment. That's why they are interested in the financials of your startup. Intellectual property. You come up with something that is unique and if you want to protect it, then you can take a patent on it. Then it protects you from somebody else copying. For example, I specialize for the last 3.5 years. I specialize in an area called storyizing your message. It's not storytelling. It's not end-to-end storytelling. It is storyizing your message where you use elements from storytelling to make the corporate messaging much more engaging and sticky. Because the whole trend overall, wherever you see, is humanizing corporate speak. The kind of communication that used to happen in corporate, people are bored with that kind of communication. They want to make it appear as if it's a human-to-human conversation. Even though one end, it is the system or app that is conversing with you. Recently, Sundar Pichai showed a demo of a video where an app was fixing an appointment with a dentist's office, dentist's assistant, dental doctor's assistant. Dental doctor's assistant did not even realize that it was an app that was trying to fix the appointment. Yeah? About 5 years ago, if you ask Siri, what is the weather? Or Alexa, what is the weather? It knows where I'm located. It knows right now I'm in Bagalkot because there is this GPS or whatever. And then it tells me that, Padma, at where you are, the temperature is 24 degrees Celsius. Example. No, don't let somebody say, no, it's not 24, it's 26. Whatever, right? And it will also tell me that back home in Hyderabad, the temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Because it knows. And that's what was interest to me, right? When I ask what's the temperature, and if it knows my son is based out of Toronto and another son is based out of US, Texas, it may even tell me that. Because it tries to communicate to me like a human being. It may tell me that in Guntur it's a blistering 37 degrees Celsius. But where you are, it's just 24 degrees Celsius. Did I ask for all that information? No. But it is humanizing the communication, making it more interesting, more engaging for me. Yeah. So the trend worldwide in technology is to make sure that information is not given in a mechanical, robotic kind of fashion. How many of you have seen robot movie, Shankar's robot movie? Yeah. Who was the robot in that? Chitti. Chitti. Yeah? And Chitti came into a lot of trouble because he started developing feelings. And he had emotions. And he started communicating with emotions. But that is a trend. That's what we want. We want the machines to interact like us. Yeah? So, coming to intellectual property, like I said, story as your message, I have got a trademark on this word story eyes for the next 10 years. So that protects my intellectual property. Nobody else will now be able to come and offer, say, I will also offer story eyes your message at 10 rupees less than what Padma is offering. Yeah? So I don't have to worry about my intellectual property. So at some stage, once you are clear that your business idea is validated, you have done your MVP, you know that this is the startup that you are going to do, this is the product offering that you are going to do, you spent your time thinking of a great positioning statement and you have everything ready, you must also parallelly think of how do you protect the intellectual property rights on that. Yeah? Then, the next element in business plans that get submitted to venture capitalists and so on is what are the important assumptions that you are making. On what assumptions are the rest of the elements of the plan worked out. At this stage it may not be as important, but just be aware that there is also this element of risk analysis and mitigation plan. What are some of the risks that you anticipate, that you see, and how will you plan to mitigate those risks if those risks become actual? So that is your, I think we have, and any other supporting documents. So this is what a comprehensive business plan will contain. But you are at a starting stage. You may not need all these 16 elements. Be aware of the 16 elements and pick and choose those that you think will be relevant for your stage of the startup. Okay? Can we clap once? Superb. And now we're going to have the game.